Welcome to No Stats, what we call it, how we see it.
We're back again with another one. You know,
Yes,
I like
sir.
it. On to that Western Conference, Seth. So we're gonna jump right into the bag early. Let's talk about them Lakers, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, let's
Get
talk
their
about it.
blood flowing.
Yeah.
7-Eleven Lakers, man. Um, what's your take on this series, man? They got a big game 6 at home, which um I think they have the potential to close this out.
hmm
Um, I'm not gonna guarantee it just because I just don't want to sleep on Morant and these Grizzlies.
Yeah.
Um, what's your take on this series? Do you think they close it out at home in Game 6 tomorrow?
I do. I think the pressure is on the Lakers. And I know I always say you don't want to, right? And it's not about what you want to do because the other team is playing their ass off too. And Memphis want to get back home for Game 7. But I think if I'm the Lakers, if I'm LeBron, if I'm Darvin Ham, AD, we don't want to take this 7 games and go to Memphis. And you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I think they finish it at home. I think LeBron played maybe the worst playoff game I've ever seen LeBron play in Game 5. He just looked tired. Like, that's the first time in a while was like, damn, LeBron looked like the age getting, you know what I mean? For the one
Darvin
game.
Ham took him out. Darvin Ham took him out a little early in that game.
Yeah,
too.
he
They was
did.
on a little bit of a run.
They were only down like 13 or 10 or something like that at the time, with like 4 minutes left. But yeah, he looked a little tired. I don't know if it was the travel. I don't know what it was. But I think being back in crypto, I was about to say Staples, being back in crypto, I think that energy, I think the role players just play better, you know? And AD played well. That's good for AD's momentum. I'm not worried about Bron. You know, we've been saying this all season. We worry about the others and we worry about AD being consistent. Bron had a bad game. That's fine. I know Bron will get it together. But that was big that AD came off that 30-10 game. And I always say this, role players play better at home. So I think they'll come out and give it their best. I think they're going to have I think the Lakers have a little too much for Memphis right now at this moment. Jaren Jackson has been playing well, and that's what's been making AD struggle. But with Hachimura playing the way he was or is in this series, Austin Reeves, like I said, Bron to get it back together. He hasn't had a game yet. Bron hasn't had a game yet, like a Bron game. He
And
set the
that's what I
tone.
think he's gonna have.
Yeah. He gonna get it together. He's gonna follow up that poor performance. That's why I said I'm not really worried about him, and I think they'll finish this out in 6.
I agree, bro. I think the unsung hero for Game 6 has to be D'Angelo Russell.
Good point.
He's been a little like this, and I think he just needs a full complete game. And I think everybody else is gonna follow. You know, like you stated before, your horses is gonna do what they do, LeBron and AD. But I think D'Lo is that mediator between both of them that could, get his own shot. Austin Reeves also, but D'Lo's been doing it longer. He's more cemented. And I think he's gonna have to be a big factor in this Game 6 in LA.
I agree, and I don't think Grizzlies is I don't know their exact road record, but I don't think they're road warriors. You know, like I don't think they go on the road and they play as well as they do at home. The Lakers handled their business by stealing Game 1 at home. I mean, on the road in Memphis, and I think that. Yeah, they needed that when they got their one. Now you just have to finish Game 6. So I believe the pressure will be up. Stakes are high, and they're not going to wait around, especially with that other series. You know, if you have to play either team, they're going to want to put up points. That's going to be a running. You could try to slow them down because the Lakers' defense has been excelling since the trade deadline and All-Star break. But you're going to have to score some points to beat either Golden State or teams. Sacramento. So, yeah, you want to get as much rest as you can.
You need that, man. LA in 6, Bron 30 in the win, and his first quarter over on his points might have a lot of value right there. That might be a hammer play because he knew he played like shit. He addressed that he played like shit. So, Bron sometimes comes out, like you said, he's yet to have one of them games. Bron sometimes comes out, you know, you could just tell it was like that Dylan Brooks night, even though he had like, what he had, 20 and 20 that game? 20 and 7?
Yeah, 2020
with the Dylan Brooks game. But he started out the game, I think he scored maybe
in attack mode.
6 in attack mode. And, you know, they get Bron going like that, and they limit Ja, because Ja and Bane been going a little crazy.
I told you about Bane in the beginning. Desmond Bane.
They got to limit them boys. They just missing that third guy.
Yeah, offensively, right, to put that ball in that basket.
Yeah,
I think they'll limit one of them. One of them will go off, Ja or Desmond, but I don't think you'll get a 65 combined points from them like you did in game, what was that, 5. So I think the Lakers gonna take this, bro. No sweat, no reason to sweat.
Handle it, you know what I mean? Man. I can't wait to watch this game. Switching right over to the winner of this series. Will play the winner out of the series we're about to bring up in the Warriors.
You called the momentum shift too. I'll put a tally on Peach side.
I got one.
Yeah. Now it's 17-5.
he keep boosting his numbers. Nah, bro. When that momentum shifts, bro, it shifts. And I think, and you stated this, Golden State can win in Sacramento, but can Sacramento win in Golden State? And it's looking like, look, you might get a little tally over there as well.
Yeah, now it's 18-5.
Yeah,
it's like, no.
I don't think the Kings get another one. I think you can stick a fork in them. They're done. Phenomenal run. I'm not saying that, you know, anything's possible. We've seen that with the Hawks, with the Heat, but with a team like Golden State, with the experience, with the seriousness, with the being in these situations before, I think they handle business at home in Game 6 tomorrow. And they wash their hands with this series, and then they get ready to move on. What do you think, bro?
I agree, bro. The momentum shift. You said everything that I was gonna say. To be honest, the momentum shift. Golden State did what they did. You seen the experience play a role. I think that fire under Sacramento was lit, really bright, and then they went on the road and it's dimmed a little, and they lost game 1 or game 3. Then it dimmed a little more, and they lost game 4, and they got back home, and that fire wasn't as lit as it was when they came into the series. And I think it's over for them boys now too. But you tip your hat to Sacramento. They came out strong. They got those 2 games. It's nice to see them back in the playoffs. But I think we kind of seen this happening. Like, even before the playoffs started, when teams were figuring out positioning, we were like, the Lakers get the Kings, they can beat them, right? Mm-hmm. And we were saying Golden State is dangerous. They are the reigning champions. And even when Sacramento took that 2-0 lead, both of us, we were like, relax. It's okay.
They still got to go to Golden State.
Yeah, Golden State's going to figure this out. So I think it went according to plan, but it's good experience for Sacramento to get in this spot. I'm talking about Sacramento like the AAU team. But no, Sacramento get a consolation prize or something like that. But
now they overachieved, man.
They did.
And they the pivotalness of that game 3 when Draymond was out, I think that was an opportunity that they could have seized to go up 3-0. And then that game 4, Harrison Barnes missed that shot at the buzzer. So it hasn't been completely, you know, they've had their chances. And then, like you said, like they got back to that game 5, and, you know, you could just feel the energy wasn't as pumped. You know, Golden State, they've been in so many situations that they figure out and they adjust, and Steve Kerr makes adjustments. You hear that, Mike Budenholzer?
Yes.
Steve Kerr makes fucking adjustments in the fucking game and series to help his team win the damn game.
That's what you got to do, bro. That's be a lot of these coaches, though, bro. We know this firsthand. Playing sports, no matter what sport it is, you know, team sports that is, sometimes you get coaches that are stubborn. And they're just stuck in their ways, whether it's on purpose or, you know, it's just subconsciously they're stubborn. But they feel like they know what works, we're sticking with this, or they're afraid of the risk that's associated with switching things up. You know, they're comfortable in doing what's working. And I don't think that translates to a good coach, a good leader. I think sometimes you need to be willing to try things out. Like, remember early in Steve Kerr's career when they went with that small lineup. You know, things like that to set the tone and switch things up. Those are the teams you see excel and succeed, and the coaches that end up becoming Hall of Fame coaches. So you can't always play it safe. So you hit that right on the nail, bro.
Gots to, man. You got to make them necessary moves, man. The tip the balance in series. You know, you got to shake things up, man.
And I think a move that's going to happen, and we'll talk. We got all season to talk about this, but I think Draymond might be done in Golden State.
Should I just let that rock on the table, or you're gonna elaborate a little bit?
I think Draymond. Is this the last year of his contract?
Yeah, they're gonna have to pay
bro.
him.
I don't think they're gonna pay Draymond, bro. I don't think so. I think Draymond's out the door. I think you get to that point in dynasties where you got to change things up, right? And you got to move on from players at that perfect time, right? And this is why GM's job is so difficult, because you just won a championship. I don't think they'll win a championship this year, but even you could, right? But are you going to give Draymond 4 or 5 year new deal? Is Draymond still going to be this Draymond? Like, he already got gray in his hair and his beard. Like, it's few guys that can walk that path and be as productive, or almost as productive as they were, during those runs and things like that. That's a lot of wear and tear on Draymond's body. They've been getting far, and he's been defending and banging down low. It's not like it's Curry and Clay. So I just think that's bro. I think that's a real possibility that they try to keep this thing moving without Draymond. And they could pick up somebody else to kind of fill that role. I think they want Kuminga to be that. I don't know if he will. But yeah, that's my prediction.
Save those receipts right there, man. We're gonna definitely come back to that. I can't wait for the wild off season.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We had 2 series wrapped up. The Nuggets and the Timberwolves, and the Suns and the Clippers. Before we dive into that, I just want to talk about the Clippers a little bit with the Kawhi Leonard and the PG situation. It's like every year you either have one or you don't have none of them out there, and it just it sucks for the Clippers organization. It sucks for the players. It sucks for the fans, and I don't know what it's like to deal with injuries. I know Kawhi's probably going through a lot, dealing with that shit, but it's just crazy that you low manage all year to prevent this, and it still fucking happens. And I don't know how to wrap my head around that shit, bro.
Me neither, bro. You to the point where it's like you feel bad for Kawhi because he can't stay healthy, but you also feel bad for the Clippers because it's like, or not feel bad for him, but you feel for the Clippers organization. Like you said, you low managing. You're trying to get out that basement in LA. Stop trying to be the little brother. You're trying to get over the hump. At least get Western Conference Finals. Try to make some noise. And you thought you had the team to do it, but you can't stay healthy. And I think it gets to that point where now they're in a tough spot, bro. I forget what I was watching the other day, but I forgot they're getting a new arena. They putting a lot of money into this new arena, bro. And they got to put butts in the seats to keep that revenue going. And if you get rid of Kawhi or Paul George, you're going to try to rebuild that thing. And I don't know. You're going to go back to those Lamar Odom Elton Brand Clipper days. Yeah, when nobody was in the seats. So they're in a tough spot, bro. I think you just got to move forward. You got to keep Russ. Try to add some pieces.
I think they definitely run it back, bro. They had ups and downs as far as Kawhi and PG injuries, but then you implemented Russ late. Give Russ a full season with this squad. Let him sign that vet level minimum.
Right.
It's crazy to think Russ would be making $4 or $5 million after all the money that he's made in the league.
I know. It happens though, bro.
Yeah,
AI went through it.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. The game don't wait for nobody, man.
At all.
For LeBron. LeBron's on fucking cruise control and this shit, but he's that word you always use, an anomaly.
Absolutely, bro. He is.
Oh,
he is. But yeah, the Clippers, they'll go back at it. I don't know how successful they'll be with this group. But I like Ty Lue. I think Ty Lue's a hell of a coach. But the Phoenix just had too much of him, and I'm going to jump into the series quickly. But Devin Booker is the best player on the Suns.
Look. You know what's so funny? He was getting all those openings because
KD.
Literally,
no, I get it.
They were the volume and Devin Booker.
I just had to talk about shit. I
already knew it was coming because I got a statement for that. Let me just talk about this real quick. That volume that KD draws, it's just like Booker's never had that. So he's having a field day. He's getting one-on-one coverages, no help in the paint because guys is glued to Kevin Durant. But I'm telling you right now, Kevin Durant is gonna have a field day in Denver.
Yeah, let's just skip to that because I don't even want to talk about Denver in Minnesota. Minnesota need to figure some things out. They get the Brooklyn Nets love. All right, figure some things out, man. I'm tired of talking about Minnesota. Y'all ain't give us nothing to talk about. Y'all got one game, Anthony Edwards. They got some young guys. They got to keep building. But I want to jump into this Denver.
Get rid of Cat, please. Cat go bird one of them. You got, like I said before, bro. They just be out there.
He fouling out. How you foul out and you don't play defense? Like he don't play defense effectively. He just be fouling. Yeah, bro.
Oh,
but
man.
Denver Phoenix, what you got for me?
Oh man, this was a very tough series because you know I'm a big Jokic guy. Y'all obviously know who my guy is. But all bias aside, I'm gonna say Phoenix in 6. I think the firepower. I think Denver steals one early, and then gets that maybe that first one in Denver makes it interesting, up 2-1, and then I think Phoenix adjusts. I think it's just it's too much firepower at this point. I agree. With Kevin Durant, with Devin Booker, and then I think that who on Denver outside of Jokic, but Jokic is going to be battling with DA, and I know they're two different centers, but who is going to be out there going toe to toe with Booker and KD? And that's my question for you. Like, who do you see on Denver filling that role?
Well, you need Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. to step up. You need bubble Jamal Murray, and you need the Michael Porter Jr. that you've been waiting for since you drafted him. If you're Denver, you need that. But I agree with you wholeheartedly, bro. I don't think Denver has the defensive powers to stop, or at least not to stop. That's not going to happen. To slow them down, right? And you're going to have to score with them. You're going to have guys that can match them basket for basket. You know how I feel about Jokic. He's a great player. But 24, 10, and 10, 26, 10, and 10 is not going to do it. Maybe as the second guy, scoring-wise. But you're going to need Jamal Murray to, when him and Donovan Mitchell's going back to 40s and 50s, you're going to need that Jamal Murray to kind of cancel out Devin Booker. And then you're going to need Michael Porter Jr. to step in and actually be consistent, make shots, play some defense, because I feel it's like he's going to be on KD a lot. So it's a tough task, bro. I think Phoenix is 6. I don't think they want to go 7. I don't think it's going to go back to Mile High for Game 7. And I think Denver they'll get one of the first 2, and then they'll get whatever that is, Game 5 at home, and then it'll wrap up in Phoenix. Yeah, Phoenix got too much. So Phoenix to get to the Western Conference Finals.
I can see them. I think they're gonna put Jokic in a lot of pick and rolls. A lot of pick and rolls. They are. I think he's gonna have to play the most defense he's probably ever played in his career, as far as like in a playoff series, besides from when he was matched up with AD in that 2020 conference finals. But yeah, man, I'm excited for this series, man. It's gonna be a lot of fun to see, the Jokic and DA battle, and then to see because we all know Jamal Murray can do it. But I think the guys that are really gonna have to step up big, like you said, Michael Porter Jr., KCP is gonna have to, hit a few threes. Aaron Gordon is gonna have to be huge
Yeah,
in this series.
true.
Like he can't have these
True.
games that he was having in Minnesota.
But really quick, bro. Just to touch on what you said before I lose my thought. You said what we're gonna get from Jamal Murray. I hope we do. You know, like I think this will be. He needs to have a big series, and this could allow him to take that jump into, almost approaching that superstar territory. Or all-star territory. I won't even say superstar because I feel like Jamal Murray has spurts. I feel like it's very inconsistent. And that's why that's why it's a question mark. Like, are you going to step up? Right? So I hope so. I hope Jamal Murray steps up, but I don't think it's guaranteed.
He better step his shit up. He better step his shit up. Michael Porter Jr. step his shit up. Aaron Gordon step his shit up. Because you know where you guys are going to be next year? Where they going to be at, Seth? In Portland. You're going to be in Portland, Oregon. Go get Dame, man.